What's up, everybody? Phil Blackman with BarBend.com, and today we are going to cover the biggest moments from the 2020 Olympia. Now, there was a lot of action that took place on this weekend. We did an immense amount of coverage, and if you want to see any of the details about what took place, just head over to Google, type in BarBend Olympia Weekend. All of our coverage will come up. You're not going to want to miss any of it. There was a lot of action. So first up, we have, of course, the Mr. Olympia Open. Now, everyone was excited to see the 2019 Mr. Olympia champion, Brandon Curry, face the challenge of returning seven-time Mr. Olympia champion, Phil Heath. Would Heath take a record-tying 8th win, or would Curry be able to repeat? Big Ramy was in the lineup to spoil the party, and he made a strong case for being named the 16th champion in the history of the contest, and was even voted the 2020 People's Champion and received the corresponding championship title belt. 2020 Arnold Classic champion William Bonac placed 5th. Hadi Choopan of Iran placed 4th. The bronze medal and prize money went to Phil Heath. And after a long build of anticipation, Brandon Curry placed 2nd, and that meant that Big Ramy took down the title. So Big Ramy of Egypt was the first non-American to win the title since the British champion Dorian Yates won in 1997. It's worth noting, however, that Sean Roden of Jamaica did win the title in 2018 representing the United States. The next stat is Big Ramy's win was also the first time since 1981 to 1984 that there were 4 different champions in 4 straight years. Heath won in 2017, Roden won in 2018, Curry took down the title in 2019, and now Big Ramy holds the title in 2020. Ramy is also the first ever bodybuilder to win both the People's Championship and the title of Mr. Olympia. So even though the People's Championship is early on, it's only been around for 3 years, this is the first time that the champion was also the People's Champion. So big weekend for Big Ramy as your new Mr. Olympia. The next big moment on the weekend, taking a step back in the Mr. Olympia Open, was Dexter Jackson's retirement. At the age of 51, 2008 Mr. Olympia Dexter Jackson closed the book on an incredible bodybuilding career that spanned 4 decades. Friends and family joined Jackson on stage for the emotional moment, and even at 51, Jackson was still able to compete with the best in the world. He placed 9th overall in 2020. After 4 decades of bodybuilding, he is still able to place in the top 10 on bodybuilding's biggest stage, an absolute legend. Next up is the Bikini Olympia. Now, the 2020 Bikini division was absolutely stacked. 40 women stepped on stage with the hopes of claiming the Bikini Olympia title. Of those women, Janet Leog emerged victorious as the 2020 Bikini champion and scored the $50,000 prize that goes along with it. Leog was a 2-time runner-up at the 2015 and 2019 Olympia and placed 3rd in 2018. 2020 marks her 6th appearance on the Olympia stage and her first victory. Next up in the wheelchair division, which was added to the Olympia in 2018. It's the newest addition to the Olympia lineup. Judges focus on the musculature of the upper body, and in the division's history, there has only ever been one champion, and for the 3rd year in a row, Harold King Kong Kelly wins the wheelchair Olympia. Big moment for Harold King Kong Kelly getting the 3-peat. Now, as was the case in 2018 for wheelchair bodybuilding, 2020 heralded new territory for the sport. Following her posing routine, 42-year-old Jen Paskey-Jacquin received the first ever IFBB Pro card for female wheelchair bodybuilding. A huge honor for Paskey-Jacquin, who was guest posing at major competitions such as the Arnold Sports Festival. Huge news. Incredible moment for inclusion in the sport of bodybuilding. Congratulations to Paskey-Jacquin and for all the wheelchair bodybuilders that are looking to compete on the Olympia stage. The next big moment came in the inaugural Olympia Inspiration and Courage Award, which was introduced to honor those who exemplified courage in the face of adversity. Now, the inaugural recipient was a bodybuilding legend and 3-time Olympia runner-up, Ken Flex Wheeler. Wheeler faced numerous forms of adversity over the course of his career, including a car accident in 1994 and being diagnosed with kidney disease in 1999 before he competed in that year's Mr. Olympia. In 2017, he came out of retirement to compete one last time in the 2017 Classic Physique division, where he placed 15th. In October of 2019, Wheeler suffered circulatory vascular issues that resulted in the amputation of the lower half of his right leg. But despite this, Wheeler documented his rehab and recovery on social media. He was presented the award by Olympia president Dan Solomon and Olympia owner Jake Wood. Congratulations to Flex Wheeler. And the final big moment was actually pretty much the entire weekend. One of the most noticeable trends at the Olympia weekend this year in 2020 was how many new champions were crowned. 7 different divisions saw champions different from those who held the title in 2019. Those divisions include men's physique, women's physique, fitness, bikini, women's bodybuilding, men's 212, and the Mr. Olympia. So let's do a quick breakdown. For men's physique, Brandon Hendricks regained his title in women's physique. Sarah Villegas ended Shanique Grant's 2-year streak as champion. In the fitness division, Missy Truscott was able to best previous champions Whitney Jones and Oksana Grashina. As mentioned, Janet Leah finally was able to capture the Bikini Olympia title. The return of the Miss Olympia contest, since being absent from the Olympia weekend since 2014, saw Andrea Shaw claim the title. The men's 212 division witnessed Sean Clarita's years of effort finally pay off with a single point victory. And of course, Big Ramy brought his most conditioned package ever to become the new Mr. Olympia. So those were our biggest moments from the 2020 Olympia weekend. Let us know in the comments which moments stood out to you and what you hope to see in 2021. Is Big Ramy going to defend the title? Is somebody new going to claim the title? Is there going to be a new wash of champions the same way there was this year? We're excited to find out, but until then, I'm Phil Blackman with BarBend.com, and we'll catch you next time.